G'day guys, how you doing? It's been a while. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Just a quick catch up really. So the whole black powder thing, still doing that. I have, as you see, upgraded my setup. This is a 20-ton shop press. It's missing half the bolts. I found some bolts that fit, and for some reason doesn't want to go all the way up, and the jack, the bottle is pissing oil, but I'll work with what I've got. So been talking to a mate of mine about making black powder, and he's been asking me questions about, oh, what about this, what about that. We've also been watching an old mate on YouTube, the chap in America, but yeah, he was just asking me, so I've got a couple of things. So the main thing, really, is you can make your mix 75, 15, 10, or however you want to do your ratios. The number one thing that people tend to forget about is actually the maintenance on your pucking press. So you, come on near that bag. Here we go. So you've got your press, you've got your little puck, you've made your black powder cookie. You just put it into a tray, let it dry out for a few days. What people don't often do, and I am guilty of this, is they don't clean the parts of the puck press. Now I'm using steel because it's a lot more stronger than aluminium, but as you see, for years of abuse, the top end's rounded over. This one I just made out of parts from an engineering shop. That bit sits there, he can't advance. This part is free to flow, it can go up and down. I use the one to drive the other one out. If you don't take care of this, it will rust, and that could lead to impurities in your final product, which may or may not cause issues. So basically what I do, I've already done this morning so I can't show you it, but in a little tin, like a bucket or something, I just use degreaser, and you just completely cover the parts and just leave it to sit overnight, and you'll come back to it in the morning and there'll be like this weird white scummy foamy shit that's come to the top. That's the oxidized nitrate, the potassium nitrate. So then what I then do is I'll pour the degreaser back into the jar, because keep all of that shit. Take the metal parts that have been sitting in that degreaser, and then into another bucket I do like some dish soap, some window cleaner, something with ammonia, maybe even a little bit of bleach. You want them with ammonia, and the ammonia will cut through the nitrates and will neutralize it, essentially. After it's set in, and you add hot water from the jug. After it's set in there for a little while, you pour that crap away, and then just in warm water, wash it down, and then I literally just baste it in Ballistol, the German mineral spirit lubricant, gun lube. Do that, let it sit for about half an hour, then take it out, wipe it down, let it dry, and then it's good to go. If you don't, it all goes rusty here, and it gets pockets, and it's not very good, and you're not looking after your equipment. I mean, I know it's just a piece of scrap pipe, but still, you don't want to be going out and buying new stuff every damn time. As for how much powder to put into it, I just do 2 teaspoons. It normally comes, once you weigh the pressed puck, it normally comes anywhere from 6 to 8 grams, which isn't particularly heavy, but it is basically just dust, and dust isn't heavy. Another thing I've recently figured out is you want to use a rubber or a plastic, even a lead or a copper mallet. What that will do is decrease the chances of a spark. So strike steel on steel, steel makes a spark, gunpowder sparks, boom. You're wearing your, you'll be worn on the ceiling pretty much. So yeah, that's another little thing I've picked up recently. As for how much ugga-duggas you got to put on the powder, I know you can get like a dial, a gauge, how much PSI you can put on. My mate's saying how he wants to do like 1.65 for however many, blah 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 blah. I personally don't have the money for one of those, which is why I'm making powder in the first place, because you can't bloody well buy the stuff. But basically, I have 3 rules, or 3 lines I follow. I go until I can't put any more pressure on it. I go until the press starts leaking oil, and then it goes harder each time because it's leaking oil, losing hydraulic, blah blah blah. Or I go until the press starts making a funny noise, and it's normally around about here, like a creaking noise. That'll do. And I leave it to sit for about 5 minutes, and then come in, tap it, and make your pucks. And then these will go into the sunroom. Nice sunny windowsill for about a week or 2, and they'll dry out. Now you may be able to see or pick up, I don't know if your camera can see that, but like bits of white. That's just the potassium nitrate that's oxidizing on the outside. That's nothing to worry about. Just once it's ground up, it'll probably pretty much just turn to dust, and then it just gets repressed, and so it doesn't really matter. That's that funny noise I was talking about. Yeah, I've got a fair bit of powder to do. I've got more in the lock-up, but I'll probably get another maybe 20, 25 pucks out of just this little corner. It's been sitting in the bag for a while, so what I had to do was I added just a little bit of water to it just to hydrate it, put it in the sun for a few hours and let it get all condensation, like misty, and then that permeates throughout it and it helps it bind when it's in the pucking press. But yeah, I still have no issues with it. I was playing with some of it yesterday, had a good dollop on the ground, and it went poof pretty well, so even if it's been sitting for a year or 2, it doesn't really hurt it much. Yeah, that's all I got to say. It's not a long video, it's just a quick thing, but yeah. Oh, well, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.